What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crew TV. So glad you're here. He's Josh. I'm Isaac.
He's Isaac. I'm Josh.
And this is Crew TV, where the crew watches the TV together.
Crew TV, where we're relationally close in a socially distant world.
Crew TV, where social distancing matters a lot.
Crew TV.
This is not 6 feet apart.
The open auction and exchange for toilet paper.
Yes, Crew TV, the only TV show where you can purchase toilet paper online. COVID quote of the week. Hey introverts, text your extrovert friends, we're not okay.
Been watching Last Dance, so was really inspired today to come out and just throw a couple sinkers, but I wanted to make it a little challenging for myself. Dude, perfect.
We've had better ideas.
I mean, looking at this beautiful view, hearing all these cars, it's a little warm up here. That's my thoughts. I can't wait to sink some swishes.
There we go. Oh, I thought I had that one. Dude, perfect. First try.
Uh-oh, that looks good.
Ah!
Oh!
As you can see, we got the hoop posted up right between a Mercedes and a Cadillac, so.
Oh! Gerard, what are you doing? Okay, the whole point was protect the vehicles.
Yeah, that's one job. You had one job!
That's Janelle's car, though. If you just sunk that on the first one. We just shot like 27 basketballs, didn't make one, so give us like 10 minutes, we'll be right back. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yep.
Michael Scott.
Yep.
I feel like, listen, I'm not a basketball guy. We know that, but if I hit this before Isaac does, complete redemption for last week, without a doubt. So it does go pretty good.
All right, Sally, why don't you put something into it, okay? All right. Hey, Stacy.
Really close. I'm calling it. First try. Bro, the wind! The wind pushed that one. This one I could maybe dark because it's flat.
Video. Just putting Jeopardy music.
Sorry, I missed. It's the weirdest thing.
We good?
All right, G, you good?
Hey, shoot or shoot, baby.
Let's roll.
Okay, wait a minute. Gotta take a full shot here. Ooh, okay.
God!
Oh, gee.
That was awesome. Should I take a little bit off?
Yeah.
Woo! That might be good.
Oh, man.
Oh!
Not our fault, that's your shooting.
Hey!
Yes, first try.
That's such a lie!
First try.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Crew TV. And before we talk about anything else, I need to address some rumors. So, yes, I'm married. Now, I know you guys have noticed, or maybe you have noticed, I hardly ever wear a wedding band. That is not some symbolistic thing. It's because I literally lose everything. I have lost like 5 or 6 wedding bands. Now, thankfully, I knew that I would lose stuff before I got married, so we never bought like a very expensive one. So my plan is to get my ring tattooed to my ring finger. But I wonder, do you guys know why we call it a ring finger? I was doing some research into this, and basically there is a belief in something called a vena amoris, which means vein of love. And there was this belief back like in Egypt and went to Rome and like, I don't know where it started and when it stopped, but basically there was a belief that there was a vein that ran only through this finger all the way to your heart. And so when you were making a covenant with someone, you were marrying them, you were connecting that symbol or that covenant directly to your heart. Now, actually, the veins in your hand all connected at the wrist, but it's the thought that counts, right? But this idea of symbolism is really important, but I think we've kind of lost a little bit of it in our culture. And this month, we've been talking about mind games and how to kind of win the battle for our mind. How do we hold every thought captive and things like that? And I want to talk to you today about the importance of symbolism and really something called altars when it comes to mind games. See, there was a guy in the Bible named Abraham, and he's called the father of our faith. And every time God called him into a new thing, mind you, he's in the book of Genesis, there was very few role models for him to follow, he would build an altar to the Lord after God brought him through something. In fact, he does it 4 times. But basically, Abraham, every time the Lord brought him through something, would build an altar to the Lord to remind himself of something God had brought him through. So I have a question for you today. In the victories in your life, or even in grieving defeats, what are some symbols you have that remind you of how good God is? Now, ideally, I'd be wearing a wedding band, but every time I look down at my ring finger, and I am wearing one, it reminds me that I'm not my own, that I've made a covenant till death do I part with someone else. What are some ways that in our mind we can create some altars, whether they're physical, like, in the movie Inception, they talk about like those totems. Have you ever seen the movie Inception? Great movie. They talk about those totems where it's like, hey, this will let you know that you're in the real world. What are some ways you can anchor your mind into things the Lord has brought you through? What are some ways we can build some altars that's gonna remind us in those moments where we feel down, we feel low, we feel depressed, that God is good, that He is for you, and that you're not alone in this world? Now, I'm not advocating that you get a pile of rocks together and build an altar like in old times. Maybe it's a journal, maybe it's a necklace. Maybe you do actually want to get a tattoo. I'm not saying you should, but if that's something you feel led to do with the Lord, great. Whatever it is, the purpose of that symbol is in dark times, in times when you're feeling discouraged, in times when you're not necessarily believing something that the Lord has told you, you can look back to that altar and remind yourself of what the Lord has brought you through or what the Lord has promised you. And we know this, God will always keep His word. Whatever it is, that altar, that symbol, is gonna serve as something to encourage you in those moments when you feel discouraged, in those moments when you feel like God has told you something, but you just don't believe it in that moment. It's something to bring you back to what God has said in the past and is gonna bring about in your future. We love you guys. Please like, subscribe, post something in the comments, and we'll see you in Cruise.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in today. Hey, I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell as well so you can get notified every single time we post new content. And we say this all the time, but we refuse to live life alone. And we would love to do life with you. All the ways that you can connect with us, even join a crew, are in the description below. Thanks again for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.